Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our most honorable Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. Good morning, sir. We're asking everyone to remain standing as we acknowledge, of course, our home, Jamaica, with the playing of our national anthem. Please remain standing. We're going to be inviting at this time restaurant manager here for KFC Black River, Miss Gayleen Skirvin, to come forward to lead us with a word of prayer. I think Miss Skirvin is responsible for what we're smelling. She turned up the aroma on the inside, and now she has to run to now lead us to the throne of grace. I believe she's walking over to us. You may be seated. When she arrives, we can, because you know what? We haven't even started eating yet. And we have to pray before we eat, right? Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today. This is a momentous occasion that we've gathered for to celebrate the grand opening of the 42nd KFC in Jamaica. I await your applause, please. Right here in the heart of Floyd Green's front yard, the historic Black River, St. Elizabeth. And really, what a way to mark the 63rd year of Jamaica's independence and 50 years of operation, of growth, of opportunity, and a taste of that famous secret recipe that we all wish we knew, in all honesty, but we still certainly love it. And that is because KFC has been thriving for 50 years. So she is here with us. We're asking her, please, to come forward. And we're going to ask you all again to stand because it is important that we acknowledge today with a word of prayer. Please, Ms. Skirvin.
Good morning, everyone. Let us all reverence God in prayer. Eternal and most righteous Father, Abba Father, as we come in your presence today, God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity of being here to see a wonderful opportunity. God, this morning we just ask for your blessing, for your coverage over everyone that is here. Let today be an exceptional day Father God, I pray that everyone who comes here, mighty God, will leave feeling happy. Leave, mighty God, remembering KFC and what took place here today. Father God, we thank you for traveling mercies. We thank you for everything going forward. Father God, be our guide. Bless us continually. Bless this company, mighty God, for everything that they have been doing and they're still doing. Bless the families, mighty God, that are here. Father God, and we thank you for your presence as we invite your presence to stay here with us. Be with us throughout the day. In no other name I pray, but in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You may be seated. And your team members, they gave you a round of applause. I don't normally hear that when I invite people to come and pray. So I know that you are a special lady. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to again acknowledge Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness today wearing jeans on a Saturday and jacket. Sir, we know, you're just busy cutting ribbons. It's a cut, you know. That should be a new signal, right? Oh my gosh, I know this would not miss this gentleman, Senator the Honorable Auburn Hill, who I did say, it's so good to see you outside of a suit, sir. Welcome, our Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. The Honorable Floyd Green, who said earlier on to somebody, welcome to the best place in Jamaica. I said for sure he's going to say that as a member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Southwestern. And of course, our Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. Thank you so much, sir, for having us in your neck of the woods. We want to say welcome to Chairman of the Commercial Service Committee, Councillor Setany Holness, representing His Worship Councillor Richard Solomon, Mayor of Black River. Also a very proud gentleman this morning, I'm sure, a very, very hard-working one, our Managing Director of Restaurants of Jamaica, Mr. Mark Mayers. Please put your hands together for him, please. And I should say Myers, because, but that why, I tell you. And let me tell you something. Every time we think KFC, every time we see her, because she has been the voice of KFC everywhere, Mrs. Tina Myers Matalon, Marketing Director, Restaurants of Jamaica. Other members of the Restaurants of Jamaica management team, other distinguished guests, partners, members of the media, here we are live on JIS. Ladies and gentlemen, the partners. And may I just say, Black River KFC staff, the superstars of the show. Thank you. Okay, all right. I just want you to look to the person beside you and say, we have a big deal now. We things sell off. Them can't talk to we. Black River is a big deal. I don't know. We don't have Chris Martin on it, but trust me, that song is relevant right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be the lady in between you and the KFC to enjoy today. So we're going to move things right along. We're going to be inviting at this time our Managing Director, Mr. Mark Myers, to come forward to give us his remarks. Please put your hands together for him, please.
Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, ONPC MP, Prime Minister of Jamaica, Senator the Honorable Auburn Hill, CD MP, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Honorable Floyd Green, Member of Parliament for St. Elizabeth Southwestern, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. I'm not sure if he's here, but His Worship, thank you. His Worship, Councillor Richard Solomon, Mayor of Black River, other distinguished guests in attendance, fellow members of the Restaurants of Jamaica team, members of the media, partners, friends, and representatives of the Black River community, good morning. It is both an honor and a privilege to begin by acknowledging and expressing heartfelt appreciation to our distinguished guests, Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, the Honorable Floyd Green, and Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, the Honorable Senator Auburn Hill. Your presence here today speaks volumes. It highlights the vital role of continued investment and collaborative partnership in advancing Jamaica's growth. And we are truly grateful to have your support as we mark this significant milestone. Now let's talk about why we are really here, because this is a big deal. Today we proudly celebrate the official opening of KFC Black River right here in the heart of St. Elizabeth. At Restaurants of Jamaica, we see this as deepening our role in helping communities grow, create jobs, and for economies to flourish. With this new location, we've invested $355 million and created 65 new jobs. If you multiply that across our network, that would be close to a $15 billion investment in Jamaica with almost 3,000 persons employed. KFC Black River now joins our growing network of 42 KFC restaurants, with 28 of those locations now situated outside the Kingston metropolitan area. That rural footprint is growing, and there's more to come. Each one grounded in our belief that quality service, access, and employment go hand in hand, and we're not stopping here. This year also marks KFC Jamaica's 50th birthday, a proud milestone that is both symbolic and deeply meaningful for our brand, for our customers, and for the nation. Over 5 decades, we've become a beloved part of Jamaicans' lives, and that's no accident. It's thanks to the dedication of our teams and the loyalties of our customers. We're proud to say that we have staff members who have been with us for 10, 20, 30, and even 40 years. That kind of commitment speaks to what this brand means to them and what they mean to us. And to our new team members here at Black River, we hope you'll write your own story with us and become part of that proud legacy for many years to come. A special mention must also go to our recent June 18th birthday brought a promotion, which saw overwhelming and truly humbling support from our customers all across the island. The love for the brand was undeniable. And my apologies, Black River, just missed it, but we're glad you're here now to be part of seeing what's next. With growing demand for our brand across our proud land, we are already planning further expansions into Morant Bay and Salem, laying the foundation for sustainable growth and stronger connections in every community we serve. So to the people of Black River, thank you for welcoming us with open arms. We're excited to be here, not just to serve our beloved KFC meals, but to build lasting relationships and become a part of the rhythm and spirit of this town. Thank you all for sharing this moment with us. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Myers. Thank you so much. Can we put our hands together, please, for Mr. Mark Myers again, Managing Director? No doubt about it. We know this. KFC is embedded in our identity as Jamaicans, right? Whenever time we're identifying ourselves as Jamaicans, we say, boy, you know about Usain Bolt, right? You know about Bob Marley, right? Yeah, you know about Red Stripe, right? You know about KFC, right? Yeah. That is what we are. We're Jamaicans. And I don't know if you guys have been following this online, but there are persons who literally come to Jamaica to say, let me see if the hype is really true. Do you guys really have the best KFC in the world? And they walk away saying it. What do they say? Of course, yes, we indeed do have the best KFC in the world. And we say that unapologetically, chest out and proud. Okay? Just saying. Now, well, Mr. Mars just mentioned that the investment is $355 million, 65 new jobs. I heard this gentleman cry out, yes, like he was in church. And we can understand why, because his mission is about growth. His mission is about investment. And his mission is about taking Jamaica to the next level. We hear him all the time talk about it. He's a very passionate speaker. So hold on to your chairs, because even on a Saturday, he does not let up at all. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Senator the Honorable Auburn Hill, our Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, and at least a half son of St. Elizabeth. His father still lives in the Santa Cruz area, and he doesn't hide it, although he makes a lot of claim about a certain other parish called St. Catherine. The Honorable Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, and MP from Southwest St. Elizabeth. And because I'm in Black River, and because we're so close, I can say Bobo Skiwat Tala Ala Skiwa. And all of you who are well educated knows that that means Monroe. Mr. Mark Myers, Managing Director of Restaurants of Jamaica, and your senior management team. But I'm going to say something else. Mark is also, for my privilege, the chairman of JAMPRO. And him call me every now and again and say, Minister, the money. Mark keeps his eye on the money. You need to get more from the Minister of Finance, or you've used up ours on your travel mission. We want the money. And I'm very happy that he's chairman. But I also see Karen here. Karen, his wife, is with him this morning. And Karen, welcome to St. Elizabeth. Good to see you. Tina Myers Matalon and her son. Welcome, Tina. I know you are part of this fabulous KFC team, and it's good to see you in Black River. Of course, residents of Black River, the media practitioners, and very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today I am proud and happy as the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, a son of Southfield, St. Elizabeth, just up the road, just a few miles up there, to celebrate this bold KFC investment in the capital town of Black River, and even with the great people of St. Elizabeth. Happy to see you all here. I know you will be crowding the restaurant in a minute. This, as Mark said, is a 355 million vote of confidence in the future of this parish by one of Jamaica's largest companies, Restaurant of Jamaica. A statement that says, we believe in the people of this parish. We believe in your growth and potential. This new KFC Black River branch, the company's 42nd location, will provide, as Mark said and told you, 65 new jobs. That's the beginning. This is a powerful demonstration of what happens when private sector confidence meets government-driven strong economic performance and stability. Ladies and gentlemen, for 2 years or so, I've been pushing exports from this country. I bet you wouldn't think that I see KFC as a major export product. I tell you a true story. My daughter is married to a man from Kentucky. You know where the K come from in KFC? Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, when CT, we call him CT, when CT came down here, the first time, he's been here many times, one of the things that everybody said that he had to do is taste the KFC for comparison. Now we know, I know, because I was on the board of Jamaica Brothers, the difference between our chicken, how it's grown, and their chicken, how it's grown. So CT came down and tested, and I wasn't there, but the people that were with him, watch him eat it, and he didn't, of course, expect the kind of spices that we had. And the vote of confidence was strong. So, ladies and gentlemen, Black River is transforming before our eyes. The Southern Coastal Highway, 96% complete up to Williamsfield. And under the direction of the Prime Minister, while I was in his ministry, I got the World Bank and IDB to do the study that will take the road from Williamsfield, go around Junction, go around Southfield, and come to Black River. And the Prime Minister has already agreed to move the bridge. That bridge has served us well. Long live the bridge, but we're moving it north of where it is. Prime Minister going to put in a brand new bridge that take us over into Hodges. You don't know. Yeah, man. He's already announced it in Parliament. Him say it already in Parliament, so me taking advantage of it. So me just cementing it while he's here in St. Elizabeth. So, and I know Minister Floyd is happy to hear that. So it really is true. Southfield and St. Elizabeth South is changing. So not only that, the Black River Post Office is being revamped into a digital service center. The TPDCO has put in 25 million in the seawall, streetscape, drainage, and pedestrian upgrades. All-American Institute of Medical Sciences. I was a founder, board member on that medical science. They train doctors here, and they are also an export industry. They bring students from around the world, many of them from as far away as India. So Black River is changing. Just yesterday, my ministry and our agencies participated in the 11th staging of Black River Day. These projects form a tapestry of infrastructure, digital transformation, tourism, and enhanced productivity. We are building a new future for Black River and St. Elizabeth. And how could I sit down without reminding you that about 2 weeks ago, our Prime Minister himself, Minister Green, other dignitaries were there up in Pedro Plains, launching another ribbon cutting of $23.6 billion project. Now, Mark told you that he's invested $15 billion in his restaurant across Jamaica and employed 3,000 people. So guess how much $23.6 billion invested in the water system up there how many jobs that's going to create? You're going to hear jobs, growth, because I was again privileged to be part of getting that grant from France to study this project. We're going to put in solar water heaters, pumping water from the Black River up to reservoirs and gravity feed it down to the plains of St. Elizabeth. So, ladies and gentlemen, Black River, Pedro Plains, Bull Savannah, Monroe, because if you're going to do anything, the reservoirs have to go up there. So you know that Monroe going to get a little bit of blessing again. So when we see all this happening, we see that in the private sector is investing everywhere. We're leaving from here with Floyd. I'm leaving to go somewhere else, where we're opening a lot of houses to be built. So this place is going to change. New schools, new health centers, people going to build out their property. My heavens, this is going to change. So, in this election season, and we can't get away from it, the woman there, wonderful lady in green, from toe to head top, in green. In this election season, when we are proudly celebrating our political independence, we must build a robust and sustained economic independence to bolster and protect that very vital political independence that we're proud about. We boast about now we're the poster child for economic turnaround. Let me tell you something. That political turnaround with the Electoral Office of Jamaica, where we used to have elections in war, now we have elections that people come to look and say, we want to run our elections like they do it in Jamaica. That's something to be proud of. I'm asking you to give that a round of applause. And it is that political independence that we as Jamaicans must secure. And KFC, with its 42 stores and many, many more, you know something? I'm going to ask Tatin, when you put in the 10th KFC in St. Elizabeth, to take the statistics of how much export KFC has to all over the world. So, Mark, congratulations. As we know, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our really true friends, join this Andrew Holness administration on this very noble journey of using and building our economic independence to bolster our political independence. Ladies and gentlemen, let us choose Jamaica. Thank you.
What did I tell you, right? A man of passion. Can you put our hands together again, please, for our Honorable Senator Auburn Hill? Senator, you're going to have to ask that him, but I would say as well, probably ask the people about the airport as well. Because let me tell you something, the videos are out there online, you know. When they reach the foreign and they open it, because, yeah, man, the people I'm asking, you make sure if you're coming up here, you walk with a bucket, you know. Don't leave it or you're not going to stay here. That is for sure. So indeed, you know, KFC continues to grow, 42 stores, and the growth really reflects Restaurants of Jamaica's ongoing commitment to economic development, job creation, and community investment. And we love it when we hear about the employment and the persons, you know, who can already attest to their lives being transformed. Black River, just coming down here, the entire space looks so different. You look like you reach foreign, right? With the lovely paved roads and everything, and the place looks so good, and the kernel looks very different down here. I don't know. Maybe it's the paint. But the kernel looks a little different down this side. But indeed, we're very proud of what Black River is growing into. And no doubt about it, KFC is standing as a symbol of happiness and of progress. And so, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, the Honorable Floyd Green, our Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, but also, of course, our Member of Parliament here for St. Elizabeth South Western, is going to be coming up here, I'm sure, with pride in everything that he says as we honor this space today with this grand opening. Please make him welcome.
Thank you very much to our wonderful host, Ms. Debbie Bissoon. Can we give her a big round of applause? She is exceptional at what she does. Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, of course, my colleague minister, a son of St. Elizabeth, and he sounded like the deputy MP. Orbit Hill, good to see you here with us. I know you wouldn't miss this for the world. Mark Myers and the team from KFC, of course, Tina, and the wonderful best staff in the world, the Black River KFC staff. Big up the crew from Junction too. We do have a lot of specially invited guests here with us. I see Councillor Sitani Holness, who I understand is representing the mayor. Good to have you here. Sitani, Superintendent Minto, who does an excellent job to keep us safe. If you don't know, we are among the safest parishes in Jamaica with our murders down 60%. I think Superintendent Minto deserves a big round of applause for that. We have our president of our local Chamber of Commerce, looking quite wonderful after excruciating Black River Day. Good to see you here, Katie and Miles Brown. Those waves so people can know you. Our wonderful Chamber president is here with us. And we do have some of our entrepreneurs, Mr. Don Smith. Good to see you here. Yes, you can clap, Don. Critical part of getting us here. Dr. Bamidele, our caretaker for the area, Jonathan Bamidele, who is our destination manager. If you don't know, TPDCO just opened the new home of South Coast Tourism right here in Black River. So that is, again, something to celebrate. So I am elated to be here today. This is a big deal for the people of St. Elizabeth and for the capital, Black River. You know, Black River is a place of a number of firsts. Some of you may already know. We were the first place in Jamaica to have electricity. We were the first place in Jamaica to have a motor vehicle drive on the road. And the way I position this, because we have to align with our first, this is the first KFC in the next 50 years of KFC. So it's another first right here in Black River, the first opening as they embark on another journey. But to be honest, there was a time that Black River was a bustling town. It was the center of commerce. It was the center of our logwood trade, and as such was the capital of St. Elizabeth. And as it developed over the years, we did see transition. So while we remain the capital, we did see a period where not a lot was happening in Black River. And you wondered, how would we get the rebirth of Black River? How would we ensure that Black River takes back its rightful place as the place to be in St. Elizabeth. And we've been working with our private sector for a number of years, trying to drive that rebirth by ensuring that the government invests in the infrastructure for Black River. I remember the Prime Minister came a few years ago where we installed a new pipeline from Darlington that runs along this road to ensure that we had a secure water supply in this area. We've invested a lot in the fire services. We've invested a lot in the police station. We've invested a lot in the hospital. And when you drive past, for those of you who don't know, and you look on the right, if you're heading into the town of Black River, what you see is a hospital. No, it's not a hotel. It is a hospital. But how we do things in Black River, it's a little different here. But the truth is, no matter what the government does, the only way to see the rebirth of a town is through private investment, and major private investment. And while we've seen our local entrepreneurs invest significantly and we're happy for it, nothing beats a KFC investment. And we welcome the investment by the team from KFC. And that is so because there are so many spin-on effects from this investment. Not just the employment, not just the fact that we have a new outlet, but the reality is that already you're extending the time of the town of Black River just by your opening hours. Already we have seen a brand new industry pop up in Black River. We now have significant delivery personnel who are making a good living by delivering KFC all over the length and breadth of St. Elizabeth. In fact, if you ask the young guys now, that is something that they are looking forward to and have been doing. But, you know, people always speak about the best and that KFC is the best. And we have the best KFC in the world. And the truth is, if we have the best KFC in the world, we know that the best tasting KFC from the best KFC must be in the best parish. And St. Elizabeth is the best parish. And I hear that the surveys are already out and Black River is leading in relation to that taste profile. But why do we have the best? We have the best because we have the best food in the world. And a story that we don't tell enough is the fact that KFC truly supports our local farmers. So we have the best KFC because we have the best chicken. And I see the best dressed team is here in their numbers, Dave and the crew. But not only the best chicken, I don't think we appreciate how many small farmers play a role in, for example, your coleslaw. The vegetable lines that KFC get solely from local farmers. I think for that, KFC deserves a big round of applause. Every time you see a new KFC, understand they're helping us to drive our production numbers in agriculture. They're empowering another set of agricultural entrepreneurs. And I can tell you, you have some farmers who've done very well because KFC has engaged them in long-term contracts that have allowed them to invest and have allowed them to expand. And that is a model that we have to replicate right across Jamaica. So this is a good day for Black River. This is a good day for St. Elizabeth. This is a part of what we call the Black River rebirth. And KFC is now leading the rebirth of Black River. And with that said, I can't wait for you to try the best KFC from the best parish. Thank you.
Well, I'm waiting on him for somebody to meet him on the outside and say, you know, Minister, me here, say, Black River have the best KFC, you know, Junction. And know the team in Junction going to just, you know, stop you on the way out. He said, let me just, you know, I want to just address something that you said there, right? Let me just set the record straight. But indeed, we're very, very happy to hear about it. Thank you so much, Minister, for bringing into focus how well KFC has managed to make sure that they are, in fact, engaging our local farmers, because I don't think we knew that. And it's important that we know that they're not just here, you know, giving us taste good food all the time, but they're also ensuring that they're plugging into our people. And Down here, though, the spices down here are different, though, Minister. I should tell you. You know this, right? Black River spices and herbs? Yeah. It's about to be a little different. That hot and spicy is about to be even extra hot and spicy. Just saying, just saying. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be heading into the moment that I know a number of us have come here for. And I see the members out. And I know, I don't know, a little birdie told me that we're going to be seeing soon some branded scissors coming in. I don't know. That's what I was told. But ladies and gentlemen, who better to share this moment with than our very own Colonel? Dedicated his life to moving Jamaica forward. And under his leadership, we've seen significant strides in national infrastructure, technology, education, digital transformation, and real investment. He's guided our country through global challenges, all while staying committed to building a stronger economy and a safer, more modern and enjoyable, and I'm gonna add happy Jamaica. So I think it is just right that I ask all of us to put our hands together and let's give our Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, a big round of applause. And we're going to see him cutting a ribbon later on. Just stand by for that.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Thank you very much. You are indeed the master of ceremonies. And let me thank Galen Skirvin for prayers. Thank you for blessing this event and interceding on our behalf. Senator, the Honorable Aubin Hill, is a parishioner, and he is a very strong advocate for St. Elizabeth, and he may have gone a little bit ahead of himself in the advocacy, but it is only because he knows where my heart and head is in relation to the development of the parish, and therefore he was just speaking into being what we are planning for the parish. Your homeboy, Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, and indeed a very good member of Parliament. A very good member of Parliament. Let me acknowledge Sitani Holness, representing His Worship, the Mayor Richard Solomon. And then Mark Myers, Managing Director of Restaurant of Jamaica, and Michelle Myers-Main and Tina Matalon, and other members of the Restaurant of Jamaica family and management team, representatives of the public and private sector who are here, partners, stakeholders, and community members, representatives of the media, and I must make mention of the security forces who have done an amazing job, in keeping the parish and the town safe. Good morning. It is always a joy to be in St. Elizabeth, a parish of proud traditions, hard work, and endless opportunity. And today, in the historic town of Black River, we mark not just an opening of a new restaurant, but the affirmation of powerful ideas that across Jamaica, even in the smallest town, there are big opportunities. Black River is a town of rich history. It was declared the capital of St. Elizabeth in 1773, replacing Lacovia. And this was due to the fact that commercial and civic activities gravitated towards this town. So in effect, this town became the administrative capital And when they say the administrative capital, usually two things happen. One, it's the most convenient place to collect taxes. And secondly, it was the meeting place of the local representatives. Not to go into too much detail, but that is how parishes are usually formed. So, the history of Jamaica is that our parishes were connected to the Church of England. The Church of England would have in terms of running the church, they have a vestry of pastors, and it would be the literal pastors who conducted the business of the local governance of the area. Hence, we have parish councils. And wherever the lines of travel intersected, and it became easier to collect taxes and to have those vestry meetings, and there was a church, then that became a capital and indeed a parish. So the parish of St. Elizabeth, the administrative capital was first in Lacovia. But then, as the parish grew, and the trade routes, the commerce, and where the civic activity took place, then Black River became the parish capital. And it has remained that way since. There are other towns that are emerging. MP, you mentioned a few of them. And for a while, even the residents of Black River felt that Black River was being outdone. Santa Cruz and Junction. But from what I'm seeing, just by observing, Black River is truly reclaiming its place as the parish capital. You know, it is said that, as you had pointed out, Fly, that this was the first place to have electricity. 1893, the Waterloo House was the first place to have electricity in Jamaica. And I gather it was also the first place to have a motor car in 1903. So, today, we are pleased to open, I was about to say the 42nd store, but that's not a real achievement. It's the first store in the next 50 years of KFC. I like how you put it, Fly. And that's a big deal. But look, 42 stores, a huge operation, and a $355 million investment in this town, another big deal. But I'm very pleased to say that this store, this restaurant, will provide 65 new jobs. And that is a big deal for all the households that will benefit. So let me congratulate Restaurants of Jamaica, especially the Myers family, on this milestone. This occasion is even more special because it coincides with KFC's 50th year of operation in Jamaica. 50 years ago, Restaurants of Jamaica opened its first KFC restaurant at 170 Old Hope Road. And that was in 1975. A very different Jamaica then. But few would predict that it would be such a success. 50 years hence, employing 3,000 Jamaicans. 500 of whom have served the company for more than a decade. So your staff retention is exceptionally high. I just popped in on their 50th anniversary staff celebration. It was a huge party. And you can tell when an organization is doing well when the staff celebrates the organization. And they were there in their numbers, very happy to be a part of an iconic brand. They didn't see themselves as just employees. They saw themselves as a part of this family, a part of the business. And I think if there were ever to be a comment on the success of KFC, aside from the fabulous tasting chicken, it would be how the staff is a part of the success. And indeed, you could say it is chicken prepared with love. That's a brand you could. I send you the You know, I'm moved to tell this joke, but maybe I shouldn't. You know what? Let me not tell that joke. That's not a joke. I'll share it with you privately. The KFC brand has woven itself into the Jamaican identity. I often hear people saying, and it was said here so many times, that the KFC in Jamaica tastes better than KFC anywhere else in the world. And I tend to agree. In fact, it does taste better than the ones I've tasted when I've traveled over the world. But that's just, you know, how we as Jamaicans distinguish ourselves in what we do. Now, aside from taking care of their staff such that the staff morale is high and the staff sees themselves as part of the family and the business, and aside from producing a exceptionally well-tasting product, Restaurants of Jamaica has consistently gone beyond profit to deliver purpose. That is what we mean when we say they are a trusted partner in Jamaica's development. And you don't have to look very far for evidence of them being a part of Jamaica's national development. KFC has been involved in the National Reading Competition and National Child Month activities year after year. They have been consistent supporters of that, and they have partnered with the Jamaica Library Service to create 14 Chiki reading rooms and homework centers. And these are safe, engaging spaces where children can dream, learn, and grow. And I remember as Minister of Education, you would recall that we opened one of those spaces in Portmore. This is almost 10 years ago, or more than that. More than that. They have contributed scholarships. I mean, I don't need to say how often they do that, but recently they have awarded $100,000 in grants to 50 children of employees as part of their 50th anniversary celebration. But that is in addition to what they do throughout the years in scholarships. They have the Add Hope program, which was launched in 2018, which has contributed $50 million to feeding initiatives across Jamaica. They have donated $7.4 million to the Ministry of Education school feeding program, feeding 3,500 students across 35 schools. And the same spirit of generosity has been seen right across Jamaica with the delivery of 1,500 meals annually to children's homes across Jamaica. And they support 1,000 vulnerable children. And I'm speaking now for my Prime Minister's Christmas treats that I have KFC, and I've been doing this for 9 years, and KFC is always there supporting the children who we bring in from children's homes and from all across Kingston and the corporate area in general. And KFC has always been a stand-up sponsor of that event. In sports, KFC has been a long-standing and consistent patron of our youth. They have sponsored the ISA schoolboy football, young basketball, youth basketball leagues, jump ball and star search camps, and other grassroots initiatives tailored for tens of millions of dollars in support. And these initiatives promote Jamaican sporting culture and help our youth to discover discipline, leadership, teamwork, and resilience. In culture and community, KFC has showed up again and again, whether supporting independence and carnival events, or providing food to the homeless, or supporting churches through their annual harvest and these kinds of activities. KFC is indeed a true Jamaican company. They are more than just a brand. Restaurants of Jamaica is a partner in our national development. And on behalf of the people and government of Jamaica, I want to say thank you, Restaurants of Jamaica. So yes, we know it's a big deal, but there may be some who are asking, so why is the Prime Minister coming all the way to Black River to open a KFC restaurant? Well, as I've said, it's a big deal. But the answer is simple. We support investments. We endorse the $355 million placed here. We are very happy and we celebrate with the 65 staff members who are employed and who are now part of a 3,000 strong employee base. We are very happy to be here because as you look at the development, it helps to change the face of the town. And we are big on urban development. But make no mistake, every new investment, every new outlet means that the public revenues increases. We get more taxes. I'm not seeing a big smile on Mark's face, but that's a point that has to be made. Let me be clear on this. Everybody wants everything. We have done our polls. And the number one issue across every constituency that we have polled, road and water. You have other issues. Crime, unemployment, there are issues to do with youth involvement. But the number one issue for most, it's infrastructure. Infrastructure. And a point that has to be made to all our Jamaican family members who are upset about the quality of the infrastructure that they have. The road that runs past their gate in the community that is in a state of disrepair. The lack of water. And for some, no electricity. The point that must be made is, first of all, infrastructure does not fall from the sky. It's not free. it has to be paid for. Somebody has to pay for it. Who pays for it? Well, every time you purchase something and you pay GCT, that goes into the tax revenues. Your PAYE and income tax, that goes into the tax revenues. Your property taxes, that goes into the tax revenues, but the property taxes are kind of directed into some special activities to do with solid waste management and some limited maintenance of roads. And then fees. When you pay for advertising fees, when you pay fees for licensing or whatever fees you pay, that goes into the revenues of the country. Then there are some fees that we get, custom fees and so forth, that you don't pay, but paid when things are imported. There are some excise fees, not a lot. We get some of that. And then oftentimes the government does what is called distributions. The government will take revenues that government-owned companies earn and place it into the budget. So that's just a very simplified profile of where the funds come from. Now, if we don't have enough of that, then we will have to borrow. Infrastructure is not forever. Granted, there are some infrastructure that would have lasted thousands of years. You would talk about the Colosseum in Rome, of the old Roman Empire. It's there for thousands of years, relics of it. But generally, if you build a road, the maximum you will get out of it, if you don't maintain it, is about 15 years. So, one, for Jamaica, we don't have enough revenues. Second, because everybody wants the road now and they want the water now, previous governments who did not run the economy well were forced to borrow. If you borrow, you have to pay it back and you have to pay interest. So once you start to pay back the loan and you start to pay back interest, it means you have even less of your own revenues the next time around to invest in roads. So what has been happening to us over the last 50 years, that we have been borrowing, and then we take our revenues to pay it back. So you reach a point where your revenues are not able to support any more borrowing. Therefore, how are you going to build roads? Because you can't borrow again to build the roads, and you have no revenues because you're paying that back into debt. So road maintenance, water maintenance, to pay staff, all of these things stop. That is what happened to Jamaica in the last 3 to 4 decades. So there are many communities there where people would say, from me born, my road has been in a state of disrepair. Yes, it's true. Because the roads were built, they serve you for 15 years, and then after that, because we have been borrowing, we have no revenues to maintain the road, to build new roads, to have the recurrent budget to pay the public sector wage bill, to fix the hospitals. Our electorate has either deliberately or because they just don't know, disconnected the ability of the government to raise the revenues and to fix the roads. So the electorate only says, fix the road, but they have no concern. They don't even want to acknowledge or reward a government that runs the economy well. That is not part of the political conversation. So what that does is sets up a kind of politics where politicians don't have to come and campaign and account for how they're going to run the economy. All they have to say is, yeah man, I'm going to fix the road. And anybody who promised to fix the road, they are the ones they support. Not seeing that that is just a shallow, empty promise if they can't also, in the same breath, make a commitment to run the economy well. And that is what has kept us in this problem of poor infrastructure, or high murders, or poor health care, because the electorate is not holding the government to account for running the economy well, because somehow they just believe that the infrastructure falls from the sky. What we have been doing, and I certainly have been doing, is to make the connection that I want to see more investments like this, because it is going to give more revenues into the government coffers so that I can fix more roads without borrowing. Yes, clap. So I am here to send that message. And I don't know why people are so upset with me cutting ribbons. Because that is what government's supposed to do. We're supposed to be doing these things. Yes. The more ribbons we are cutting, because you can't cut ribbon for something that don't exist. This is something that's real. The amount of revenue that is going to be generated here will help St. Elizabeth, because some of it is going to the parish council. Some of it is going to be collected, yes, at the collectorate here and in Kingston. And it will be distributed right around the country in the projects that you want. So, yes, that's why I'm here. And I'm using the platform to make the point to the Jamaican people that the days of the disconnection between the wherewithal to deliver and the promise to deliver, this election should dispense with that. The new Jamaican voter must be seized of the important link between the economy and the road, the economy and the water, the economy and the hospital. Because in our vernacular and unique way of expressing our political thinking, there are those who would say, economy can yam. You see, when you unpack that, what it says, you are talking about debt gone down, interest rate stable, exchange rate stable, inflation stable. That not KFC. Not knowing that without that, you can't get the real deal, which is the paved road, the water, the hospital. Now, why is it that I'm able to be cutting so many ribbons when previous governments weren't able to do that? I mean, it is because this administration has made it a point of duty to invest in the economy, to give good governance and management to the economy, and then to be fair and equitable in how the dividends from the economy is spread amongst the people. My good friend from Guyana, Prime Minister Irfan Ali, who is also in an election, so I'm going to be careful what I say. We had a little discussion because I made a point before, which is that Guyana is distributing the dividends of the oil economy that they are now benefiting from. And they are giving back, which they should. There's no reason why government should keep revenues in surplus that they don't need. They should give it to the people. And so they're giving to every youngster support to do their examinations. They're giving a cash transfer to households, something like I don't remember how much, but they're giving quite a bit, substantial, just a give back. And I took the opportunity to point out that we have not discovered oil, but we have given back through what is called our tax give back, our reverse tax credit. That if you earn below a certain threshold, I believe it is, if you earn below $2 million, thereabouts, you get $20,000 back. And I'm certain that many KFC employees would have gotten that back on their account if they applied for it. We're giving back under the Solidarity Program, $1 billion Jamaican dollars to 50,000 Jamaicans targeted. We're giving that back. From Hurricane Beryl, we have spent $5 billion giving back. Through the pandemic, we spent over $39 billion on just giving back through various support programs. Did we discover oil? No. What did we discover? We discovered good management of the economy that created a dividend. That we are using to address the needs of the people. The Spark program, the $10 billion we are spending on water, all of those things come from our economy. Not to mention the school buses and the 100 new buses that we have brought in. All of that comes from our good stewardship of the tax revenues of the country. And today, I want to point out that the government is not going to just stop at roads and water. We have a massive plan for the development of every parish in Jamaica. So before, we took a very strategic approach to spatial development. We laid a plan to build highways to go around Jamaica that will connect every parish capital and every major town. And you see that happening. You see the South Coast Highway Improvement Project coming closer and closer. We are now at Williamsfield. We are going to do another leg of that will bypass Spur Tree. And then we're going to do another leg that will end up here in Black River. We have moved from Harborview right into Port Antonio, and we have broken ground and work has begun on the bypass of Port Antonio. We're going to eventually extend the north-south, what they call that now, it's the north-south highway, the toll road, and that is going to bypass that congested area in St. Anne, the Draxall area. And so eventually, we have laid out all of that plan. So eventually, you will be able to drive around Jamaica, comfortably in a day. Non-stop. On excellent roads. So everywhere in Jamaica will be connected easily. Within 12 hours, you should be able to get around Jamaica. So that plan is laid, and that's good. The next plan now is to develop every parish utilizing its indigenous, unique, and existing resources. So we already have started the plan for St. Thomas. We've put in the road, we have built the urban center. We are now going to move into the housing element of the plan. We're going to coordinate much better the mining element, the agricultural element, and we have a plan for the tourism element. So the parish of St. Thomas, which we have said has been neglected for many years, that parish will have a booming economy. We have a 10-year plan for that. And of course, KFC is there. KFC is there. Right? Good. We have a plan for Portland. We have hired one of the best architects and public planners, public space planners in the world, a Jamaican. His name is Andrew Gill. And they are right now developing the plan for Portland. Portland is going to become the most, I'm trying to find the right word for it, but you know, there's an island in the Caribbean here, St. Bart's, which is a very famous tourism destination. And so we want to pitch Portland in that vein, in terms of a low density, low intensity, high value tourism area. And so we're developing Portland in that regard. But let's jump over the other parishes because we have plans for all of them. But to St. Elizabeth. Now, for St. Elizabeth, several years ago, I had mentioned that Jamaica needs to purpose build a city. We haven't really purpose built a city. We have never done it. Certainly not since colonial times. Maybe Spanish Town was the only purpose built city. And I had tasked the UDC to identify the area that would be best suited for the development of the third city. Two areas were in close competition. And I'm not going to say specifically where because that is going to just unleash, you know, you don't want people to go and start to buy land and stake claim and then you can't do what you need to do. So we don't give the details as to where. But suffice to say that the area that we have been advised is the best area to do an entirely new city, and it is because all the requisite elements to create a new city exist here. And you don't want to create a city that replicates Montego Bay and replicates Kingston. You want to create something unique. And therefore, this parish, St. Elizabeth, would be where we would be looking to develop our new city. That's a big deal, a big announcement. And you can now start to make sense of why it is that we are making certain massive investments in the parish, which would include the bypass for Spur Tree to go down, and then the bypass to get to here, which will effectively bypass Santa Cruz. It will involve the development of South Coast tourism, because we have a product here that is really great, and we need to maximize that tourism product. And then we have a massive investment in irrigating the plains here. We have launched the Pedram Plains Irrigation Project, which is now underway. So we're focusing on the agricultural potential of the parish, and that will essentially take water from the Black River. But for this town of Black River, you have so much history, so many heritage buildings, that it pains my heart when I hear that the buildings, some of them have suffered from fire. Some of them have been destroyed by fire. And I would make an appeal to the residents of Black River, to those who own some of these historic buildings. If you know what I know, you would preserve those buildings. Preserve them, because very soon they are going to be exceptional in value. Now, I was very instrumental in the approval for the medical school that is here. Something that we have not taken advantage of, but we should, is education tourism. And we're going to target this part of Jamaica for that new industry, education tourism. So, in the next chapter of our development, in our new term that is fast approaching. You can look out for individual parish development plans that will be done in such a way that the residents participate in it, the stakeholders participate in it, but you're going to see strategic and direct infusion of investments in such a way as to improve the quality of life of the people, to provide the infrastructure that they need, to create the business environment, and ultimately to give the people the ability to live and earn where, well, to live and work and earn where they live. It is going to call for a new type of thinking of the local government representatives. It is going to call for a new type of thinking from the Chamber of Commerce and the business people. And this obviously must include the spaces where we all come and interact, the markets and town centers, because we're going to have to restructure those areas as well. So you can look forward to the bright future that we have always wanted, because you have a government that is dealing with the economy in the proper way, and we are taking the resources from the economy to deal with the issues that you want to be addressed. And once you do that, then it supports an even stronger economy from which we can get more resources to deal with the issues that affect you, thereby creating the virtuous cycle of growth and development. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed my pleasure to deliver the KFC lecture. The Restaurant of Jamaica lecture on how to develop a town, a community, a parish, and a country. God bless you. Thank you. Choose Jamaica.
And choose KFC, sir. You know, you forgot to add that last part there. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, please, for our keynote speaker, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, or Prime Minister of Jamaica. Sir, nobody can say you came down here just for the chicken, that's for sure. That was an outstanding remark, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your delivery. Yes, sir, off mic, right. Because we are streaming on your platform and also on JIS. We're going to have to add stand-up comedian to the ONPC. Okay. All of the time. It's a good one, though. It's a good one. Thank you so much, sir. Listen, I mean, wow, we have so much. And I'm very happy, sir, that you said it. KFC is really and truly more than just a brand. It's a partner in our national development, and we cannot go around that. It has consistently been involved in the development of our people and feeding the dreams of our children, and we are very, very happy, sir, that you were able to be here with us for this occasion. It's a big deal, and it's a big moment. And I saw the lady down there. She was like, something like this, and then I see her come. So I said, all right, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. And, you know, Tina, I hope you wrote it down, you know. He said, chicken prepared with love. So I said, all right, after a big deal, buck it together, then we're going to have chicken prepared with love. Yeah, I like it, sir. I like it. Okay, so we know this. We're in St. Elizabeth. There's so many great artists who came out of St. Elizabeth. I don't know if you know them. Can we call some names? Protege. Who else? Maxi Priest, Nadi Virtue, exactly. And so we have with us a young lady who's about to take this mic, and I want you to pay keen attention to her because you never know. You may just see her on the next big festival here in Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for her, please. She's from Black River High School. Her name is Sharnette Smith.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? And why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. I said, why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? And why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he. Oh, 'cause his eye is on the sparrow, so I know he watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, 'cause I know he watches me. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Absolutely wonderful. Can we give her another round of applause, please? Wow. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I got goose pimples listening to her. Love your voice, my darling. You are amazing, and I know you're just getting started. Trust me, you are absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to keep it moving. At this time, we're going to get started into some very special presentations. We're going to be inviting Donovan Smith, proprietor for the Don's Commercial Center, to do a special presentation to Mr. Mark Myers, Managing Director of Restaurants of Jamaica. So we're inviting Donovan Smith to come forward, please. Proprietor for the Don's Commercial Center.
Prime Minister, Honorable Andrew Honis, Minister Floyd Green, Minister Orbin Hill, Mrs. Myers, Mrs. Motherland, members of Restaurants of Jamaica, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's indeed a pleasure to have with us here today one of the greatest entrepreneurs in Jamaica. For more than 21 years, I have believed that Black River is a big deal. So Mark and I started talking about KFC coming to Black River 21 years ago. And today is proof. Just look over there. Now, what is important is what KFC brought to us. KFC created jobs. They created entrepreneurs. If you look, we have more than 20 bikers here, and that's a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, Restaurants of Jamaica is a big corporate entity because they transform lives and they transform communities. And Mr. Myers, I want you to know, sir, on behalf of the people of Black River, we appreciate you and we appreciate your team from Restaurants of Jamaica much more than you will understand. I heard the Prime Minister today talking about his plans for Black River. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Black River is a great place. What is important is the confidence that Restaurants of Jamaica, the operators of KFC, have shown us here in Black River. They are the first business to be in this complex, which is a development of 10.6 acres. Prime Minister, I went to St. Thomas and I looked at the urban center. It is impressive. And I want to say to you, sir, I have acres here preserved for you. We would like to see the people of St. Elizabeth do business in the private sector and with government in total comfort. I have land here for them, sir. And you would have known that Mr. Myers and Restaurants of Jamaica, they have done their survey. So follow the leader. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to show the real appreciation that we have in Black River for Restaurants of Jamaica. And we at Don's Commercial Center, we have provided a plaque here for Restaurants of Jamaica. And this is what it reads. It says, our greatest appreciation to Restaurants of Jamaica, operators of KFC. Black River appreciates your commitment, innovative spirit, and corporate leadership. Your transformative impact have reshaped our town and inspired growth, entrepreneurship, and long-lasting change. And I want you to know, sir, we are indeed grateful for what you have done for us.
Thank you so much, Sir Smith. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask all the team members of Restaurant of Jamaica to just stand where they are, please. I know that's not on my running order, but I want you all to stand so we can give you a big, rousing round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a clap. They're working so hard, giving the best to our people. And thank you so much for carrying it right here in Black River. And at this time, I'm going to be inviting back to the stage, Sir Mark, please. Come on back to the stage, Managing Director, to present this very special token to Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. Our Prime Minister, we're asking him to join us here on stage. Photographers, all the cameras out. And we could get that big deal instrumental in the background because our Prime Minister is a big deal. There we go. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. And don't worry, we're going to get you some certificates for free. A bucket and a two-piece, you know, stuff like that. We're also going to invite to the stage Senator the Honorable Auburn Hill. Mr. Myers, you can hand this one out as well. Don't worry, sir, you're going to get extra fries. You'll get an extra fries when you walk with this, sir. And extra biscuits. Coleslaw, yep, that's it, yeah. Coleslaw, thank you so much, Sir Myers. Thank you so much for inviting Mrs. Tina Myers-Matalon to come to the stage. Marketing Director, presenting this one to our own Floyd Green, the Honorable Floyd Green. We're going to put the Honorable Floyd Green in an extra spicy competition with the wings. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much. And can we put our hands together again, please, for the entire team at Restaurant of Jamaica? So, ladies and gentlemen, having done everything here at the podium, again, we'd like to say on behalf of everyone, on behalf of the Restaurant of Jamaica team, on behalf of course, Black River here, the team members from Black River KFC. Yes. Thank you so much for being here with us. Now, as we know it's not official until we cut the ribbon. Exactly. So we are going to be headed in that direction to the front of the store for the cutting of the ribbon. So I ask that you join us in that. Just walking and cutting another ribbon. So we're headed to the front of the store. I hope.
Good? Well, am I in anybody way? Yeah. Let me get this off.
Scarlett.
Okay, here we
Scarlett.
go.
Scarlett. Wait.
What's Scarlett? Not yet.
Wait.
You
good?
Yeah. Ready.
3. We are countdown.
1, 2, 3.